All right. Good afternoon. We should be up and running here now on both platforms. Got a few trades to go over today, and we'll definitely talk about the market as we are still neutral on the market, letting it pick a direction as it's shown just like today. Still digesting current events, digesting news, and looking to pick a direction. So we'll go over that. Talk about how will we know when it's picked a direction. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Yvonne from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for April 7th, 2022. Q's up 0.24. SPY up 0.5%. All right, and then IWM, which not that important, down 0.36. Okay. Coming into today, neutral on the Q's and SPY. And what I wanted to see in order to pick a direction, as I said yesterday, when to be bullish is a little bit harder to tell. Okay. When to be bearish, I thought was a lot easier because the hourly has that clear pattern. The daily has a clear pattern. Oh, sorry, not the daily. I did this yesterday. Weekly has a clear pattern. Okay. And so those are the only clear patterns, while the monthly and the daily still look bullish, but these do have clear patterns. So bearish if we break underneath the lows. So that was the bias. And for a bit there, the Qs did break. You can see here. Here was the support. We did break. Now, I was on the mic as this was happening, and I said that it does look lower on the Qs, for sure. But what happened last time when the Qs was breaking down in a similar fashion, and the SPY had yet to do so, was here on this day, March 14th. Okay. See how the support here, right here from this green bar, okay, 318.26. We broke it by a little bit. Okay. We went to 317.45. Okay. We broke. So if you were going just off the Qs, that's very bearish. This is very bearish. It's a breakdown. It looks lower. You negated a green bar. Negation of a bullish event is bearish, right? So on and so forth. This is lower. Well, what happened? Up, 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 up. So what was your clue that maybe this was a trap? Okay, or that the SPY was getting ahead of its, or the Qs were getting ahead of itself, or whatever. The clue for me was the SPY. Okay, I didn't know at that time. Okay, but it's something that I noticed, so I took it into today's hourly break. Look how the SPY's not really close to breaking, right? Then the SPY not only did it not break, it's not really that close to breaking. So when we got this here on the Qs today, and it was breaking, I said, I see the Qs breaking. I will be bearish if the SPY breaks as well, because I've seen this before. I don't know if it's going to happen. Maybe this time the SPY does follow through, but here you go. What is the low here from yesterday? 44347. What is the low here? 44353. Very close to breaking, but did not break, okay? And so what happened? So then that got rejected, and we charged right back up on the SPY, and Qs did it as well, okay? So could it have been eventually the SPY did break and still got bought, or went lower, whatever, fine. Both those scenarios could have happened, but I'm just going off of what do I see on the charts, what is where have I seen this before, right? Because if I were to say, SPY will for sure break this time because it has to be different than last time, right, then that's just completely arbitrary, right? I'm just saying it has to be different to be different. So if I'm going to be in this scenario, I don't care that much about being right or wrong, but I want to base my assumption on something I've seen before. Okay, so there's grounds for it. So that's the idea. Why is the Qs maybe playing a little bit more tricks or being difficult or whatever? That I don't really know. Maybe it could be just because Qs have a little bit higher beta, whatever, right? But because we saw this before, I was saying wait for the SPY to break as well before we turn bearish. All right, so what does that mean? So for tomorrow, all right, still going to be neutral because the SPY didn't break and we had a very kind of bullish afternoon. So what do I want to see in order to be bullish? we got this nice topping tail here to finish out the day. If tomorrow we move lower and then break back above today's high, I'm bullish. Okay. If we break back to today's low and then we take it out, then I'm bearish. So I'm kind of putting all of this together to say above, high, then I'm bullish, below, I'm bearish. Okay. So we came into today neutral, wanting to see more, get more information. Okay. And basically the range that we have now, combining the last couple of days, is what I'm going to use. Okay. So underneath today's low, bearish, above today's high, bullish. Better if we can get a little bit of a sell-off first at the open to trigger the sell setup on the hour and then move back up. Okay, that would be better. All right. All right, let's get into today's plays. Quite a few plays here. HPQ, nice gap up. We call this an island reversal. Okay, that's where you have a gap down. It didn't quite base like we would typically like to see, but then you have a gap up reversing. So anybody who shorted here, right, has a gap up against them. Typically, those people got to get out. Entry on this 2-minute high-low was the entry. I really like the island reversal. It's a very powerful gap. 2-minute high-low. Not a big play at all. Took some as it broke over 41 the first time and then held the rest for an hourly bar by bar, which the hourly bar by bar didn't make much. It technically trailed underneath this bar, but it happened so fast, and I was on the mic that I didn't trail it, so then it ended up trailing under this hourly bar. So not a big play on the HBQ, but it worked a little bit, and I like the entry. I like the gap. I think it's a solid play. Now, I did miss this RAD from Sammy. That was a very nice call on the RAD as a base breakdown in the morning. Love these base breakdowns. They've been some of the best plays that we've had lately. They are breakdowns on the daily and then breakdown on the intraday. So really, really nice play on the RAD. 20 MA catches up, base breakdown. If you've been watching the market wrap, you've seen a lot of these as of late because they've been working really well. And then the daily. Now, it's had a pretty nice recovery into the afternoon after going almost 4 hours, though, on that initial drop. I don't really have a play for this on the transition higher, but some people do, and some people in the room did play it also as a long. So, but only this one is my play on the pro gap down. And then I did play this CNDT, which is the one that kind of got me today. I played it on the initial break here, and then put it in an inside bar, so I killed it as a breakout failure. I didn't get back in on this next move up, but I did try it as the 2-minute was trying to transition higher, right, off of that base. I thought that was too pretty not to play. It didn't work, though, on the CNDT. So that was the one that... yeah, that was definitely my worst symbol today on CNDT. I like this gap. The entries are good. I don't really have a problem with the CNDT, just a play that didn't work. Okay. MDVL played this as well. Another breakout that put in an inside bar on the 5-minute here. So breakout, inside bar, trail under the inside bar. This was a small loss. So that's fine. So you get the breakout. You see the volume kicked up, the bar size kicked up, inside bar, trail under that. Not too bad, far, but didn't work. And then the last play of the day here was the AEI. AEI just as a breakout. We kind of ran out of time on this, but it was like a breakout and putting all of this together. So did have to live through that kind of little pullback there, but then eventually got out most of it at the highs there. Okay, so base breakout. Here's the daily. This was actually a call from Sammy yesterday on the AEI, and then today showed bullishness again. I just really like, the potential here to the left. The void maybe gets up to $1. That's kind of what I was shooting for. Ran out of time here. And I decided not to hold any, as a swing or whatever, because 2 days up already. So yeah, I thought today wasn't the easiest, but a little bit more follow through than I've seen in the past. There were some really nice moves. AJRD, VAPO, a couple that I missed. VAPO was a little bit on the spready side, but that was really nice. And the AJRD I didn't think was just quite good enough. Did do a 2-minute buy setup and decided to let that go, but that was pretty good. All right, so that's gonna do it for today's market wrap. Neutral going into tomorrow, using the hourly range on the Qs and SPY as our kind of guide for what is the next move here. All right, so we'll see what we get tomorrow, and I'll talk to you then. Have a good evening. Talk to you tomorrow.